So you go in and go, I'd like a Whopper, Gangnam style, and all the staff just kick off and dance and go mad. It just goes, Whopper, Gangnam style, and it's just crazy.
Everybody listening now who works for Burger King is like, thank God Johnny's not our CEO.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, there he is. Look, there's Johnny. Johnny's not meant to be on till after 9. Yeah. He gets in early. Lou's late. Johnny's early.
Johnny.
Whopper, Gangnam style.
Johnny Vaughan, everybody.
He always says that every door he walks into.
Well, that's his nickname is Gangnam Style.
Oh, wow, do you know something?
You know we're live, by the way. Just so
you?
Yeah. We're live.
Just in case.
Do you know, this studio brings back such memories.
Yeah. You did a show here, didn't you?
Yesterday.
It's crazy the times I've had here.
Really?
And to see you here now.
Yeah.
Crikey.
Where did you sit when you did the show?
The whole studio was different.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because back then, all music we played was live.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you would get the bands in?
We had bands, yeah.
Wow.
So there'd be like 30 bands outside.
Wow.
And
that's a logistical nightmare.
Yeah. And of course, back then also, everyone smoked. And drank. Yeah. It was like an off license with a busker in it.
I like it.
Crazy times, Chris.
Crazy times. It's Johnny Vaughan, everybody.
Good morning to you.
Johnny Vaughan.
Morning, Johnny.
Woo.
Go on, stick Gangnam style up.
I don't know where Gangnam Style is.
Come on.
I don't know how to find
Come on.
Are you a morning person?
No, you know I'm not.
Well, no, I don't know that because you know, look at you've bounced in like Tigger this morning. Thought maybe you might be.
God, this place brings back memories.
Oh God,
I'm trying to find Gangnam Style.
Johnny's come in with.
No, but it really does.
Yeah,
you've come in with the joke, and I love it.
No, but honestly, it really does. I remember a young Bill Haley.
Here we are.
Wow, was it that long ago?
Wow.
And his comments.
Whopper, Gangnam Style.
That's what they want. That's what they want.
Gangnam Style.
Chaos.
3 of the rickshaw guys. This goes out to the rickshaw men of Leicester Square. Don't let this song die.
I think they've been driving Lou in this morning from the coast.
I haven't heard this for years, and it's so brilliant.
I always thought Burger King never saw the genius of this to offer a Whopper Gangnam style.
Why Burger King?
Because they do the Burger King Whopper.
Right.
So you go in and go, I'd like a Whopper, Gangnam style, and all the staff just kick off and dance and go mad. It just goes, Whopper, Gangnam style, and it's just crazy.
Everybody listening now who works for Burger King is like, thank God Johnny's not our CEO.
Yeah, you're right.
Gangnam Style, we've got to dance again.
Yeah.
Somebody's just texting, WTF is going on.
What the? Yes.
Chaos.
But in my day, we just...
Gangnam Style.
It would mean like a really spicy Whopper. I don't know, 83936, what would be on your Whopper Gangnam Style? Love to hear from you.
Here's the travel.
Now listen, are you going to be all right today? Now, when you go home and have a nap before the show this afternoon, because otherwise you're going to be like just a bundle of energy from 4.
God, this place brings back memory.
That's the one. Listen, before we get into the
chat... You're the best.
Thank you.
You're just the best.
Thank you very much. Talk me through your... We'll get into the podcast after 9. Talk me through your 4 till 7 Fang show. 4 o'clock you start, 7 o'clock you finish.
Yeah.
Every time you text me, it's always between 4 and 6. Whilst you're on the air. Friday, my text from you came 6 minutes into your show.
Because you're the best. Because I'm honouring you with...
Right. It's like you start the show at 4 and you go, don't you worry, we'll take it from here. You go to the first song and you go, right, text messages.
No, because sometimes in that moment I sort of think, well, Chris needs to hear this now. Right. I need to tell the man, yeah? If it occurs to me, I'll tell you straight away.
I was telling the team, I was saying on the air the other day about the lovely heartfelt message that you sent when you heard the news of Pippa announcing she was leaving.
That is disgusting.
Yeah. What the actual beep? Pippa's going to heartless more like.
Yeah, right. Heartless. Heartless Pippa.
Johnny takes it very. Johnny's very
Can I
protective.
say something? She's dead to me.
She hasn't left yet, Johnny.
Yeah.
She's like the Terence Alexander-Arnold of British radio. She really is.
Terence?
The Terence
Trent D'Arby.
The Terence Trent Arnold.
Yeah.
She's
Do you
the
know what
Terence Trent Arnold.
That
Hey,
is a shame.
in fact, Morsey, just an extra, can you do us a favour here?
Come on.
Okay, for the Kickabout, my weekend sports
Yes.
show, after your brilliant morning show
Thank
where you
you.
show the craft of
The two hardest working DJs on Radio X. Yeah.
easily. I would add to that the word easily.
Yep.
But when you've just literally souped up the whole nation with your DJing skills on a Saturday, right after that, I do amazing drivel around the cones of sport, yeah? Now, this my text in this week, just to sort of say, I don't want to use your show
No,
for this.
use it. Use away.
But I read in the papers today that one Liverpool fan said, he was talking about Trent Alexander. Get this. He says, I'd be dropping Trent for the rest of the season. Don't let him say his goodbyes. Don't even have him on the bench. Don't let him be part of any celebrationary parade.
Yeah.
83936, what else? What else?
Is he?
What else would you? I'd have been just manacled.
This
leading
Liverpool
round.
fan lived in India. Where was this voice?
Hey, no, he was Welsh.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, come on, the Elvis one.
The old Liverpool fan from Colwyn Bay.
I'd have him manacled. I've had him manacled to the bench and flogged every game.
Dom, was it like being back at Anfield?
It is
with you?
like being Anfield. It is like being Anfield.
My mum's a Scouser, actually, so I'm entitled
Is she?
to do it. Yeah, she is. She's from Toxteth.
She's from Swansea.
Oh, Toxteth. Lovely part of the world.
Would like you.
Where are you calling from there, June? Calling from Swansea. Oh, lovely part of the world.
Look how happy Johnny is.
Because it's great to be here.
It's lovely to have you here, Johnny.
I tell you what, without Pip, it's kind of blokey.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you a serious question now.
Yeah.
So you like a steam, right?
Oh, that's today. Today's Steam Wednesdays.
Right.
You like a steam, and you often go for a steam with Toby, who is married to Pippa.
The big man.
Pippa's leaving Radio X.
Yeah.
Will that affect your views on the steamage with Toby?
It's a good question, that.
Well, am I going to boycott the whole family?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a very good question.
Toby likes his sandwich he has when he has a steam.
We've got to say, yeah, I know, he always goes for ham with piccalilli, and he's really cheesed off with me because I've said he can't have the squash.
What do you mean?
He's not allowed orange squash.
Why?
Just because it's bad for us. Yeah.
Orange squash?
Yeah, they offer you orange squash, and
and
I
you said
banned
no?
him. No, he's
Wow.
got to have the cucumber water. And that's that.
This is, by the way, this is true.
Because
but
otherwise, it's just the amount of squash that child drinks.
Yeah.
Really?
Seriously.
Turn orange.
And I'm going to tell you now, we've got to think seriously about, I don't know, tariffs
Yeah.
on the two of them.
I think
But particularly Toby. He should
I
have
think so.
some sort of 25% deal as he steps in. But being part of that, literally, I'd call them an alliance of traitorship.
Whoa.
I'll be honest.
Strong.
How did you feel about it? How did you feel about it? Has anyone else you feel about it?
What, Pippa leaving?
Yeah.
Oh, she's dead to me.
Absolutely
Like you.
right.
Yeah,
Damn
absolutely.
right. Damn right.
I'm very, very loyal to Radio X.
Yeah.
Unless somebody comes along with more money.
If you win an award now, don't even let her be part of the title celebrations or parade. 83936. What else would you do?
Manacle her to a bench.
No, I just think he should stand by the. This is Terence Trent Alexander.
Yeah.
He should stand by the corner flag, and that's his position.
Yes.
And look woeful.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, back in the day, you may remember there was a TV show called I'm doing your intro. There was a TV show called The Big Breakfast.
Yep.
And it was hugely popular. It was hosted by Chris Evans and Gabby Roslin.
You know that.
Gabby Roslin's still with us, still entertaining us.
That's it.
And sadly, Chris Evans is
What
also
happened to
still with us.
him?
I don't know.
What happened to the ginger guy?
He lost his powers. Anyway, then The Big Breakfast.
What powers?
He had powers in the early 90s, to be fair. He had some powers.
so he had
Anyway,
secret powers, yeah.
the show moved on, and it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same, and then all of a sudden, the door burst open.
yeah.
Mark Little.
And no, it's you. This is
was good,
your
wasn't
intro.
Oh, this is my bit. I was just ready for another of your. Hey, you thought I was good.
No, I'm bigging you up. And then in what this Cockney Barrow boy,
Stud.
poor man's Alan Sugar type character.
Poor man's Alan Sugar.
And he goes, I know what we need. And the chemistry, no matter who sat next to him, was electric. And that man went on to host the Brits, have his own comedy show, launch BBC Three, end up doing the Capital Breakfast Show, end up not doing the Capital Breakfast Show, and then coming to Radio X.
I did TalkSport in between.
No one knows. And then, he did that thing on 5 Live. Is that was yours, isn't it?
Still producing.
Yep.
Don't talk about it.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about all this glory.
Ladies and gentlemen, they know him in the industry as Johnny Vaughan.
Yeah. Morning, Johnny.
Great to be back in the studio, I can tell you now. I've got such great memories.
Yeah.
When was the last time you were in the studio?
God. God, let me think. Janet Jackson was there.
Wow.
Actually, this was the studio I did Capital Breakfast from.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah. I've done some really weird in here.
True or false? He said he didn't say the
No,
T.
he didn't. Absolutely.
True or false? I heard that through that glass there into Leicester Square,
because we saw the guy in the room
because you
with the curtain open.
What?
You know that window there?
Yeah.
There was a guy sitting on the end of his bed, going for it.
What?
No, I'm not kidding.
It's a hotel through the window.
Yeah, we were just all lined up. It was crazy. But suddenly, as we were watching the display, I just didn't know who was sicker.
And that's how we met.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Because I waved.
And here you are now. You've moved. You've moved literally to
reunited.
I heard that glass is bulletproof because you used to do your show in here.
That's true, yeah.
There you go.
That's true. It was one of the things I insisted. The only time that glass has ever been attacked is when a rival hit music radio station got a cherry picker.
I know who that was,
Yeah. And they put their lips on that. And security came out. It was really weird because there was a guy now who was doing it who suddenly realised he's trapped. You can't run when you're up a cherry picker.
That's true.
And he was there. And so they started to drive away on it. And he was up there and realised there's now cables. He was going to get garroted. But it was like drama at 20 metres up in Leicester Square. It was crazy. And when we were at the right height to see it.
You've been in this building a long time now.
Yeah, I have. Yeah. And great years. But I look back fondly.
Are you like me? We obviously, you and I helped launch Radio X on day one.
We did, yeah.
Are you like me and Dom? It feels like we've been here for 2 years or something. It's 9.5 years we've been doing these shows.
10 years in September.
No,
is incredible.
you mustn't fall for this.
Right.
Everyone loves this thing. They're going, on the one hand, it seems like yesterday. On the one hand, it seems like years ago. The thing is, all memories are held at the same distance. When you think of something, you don't have to flick back through all your photos on your iPhone to get there.
Right.
You start going back through 10 years and you see how much has happened, you get a sense of it. But all memories are held at the same distance. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled by the mind.
You're like a butter.
That is wise.
But they are. If it's
that
clear,
makes sense.
And then someone will tell you something. Do you remember that time? And you haven't thought about that for years.
Yeah.
And now that's on your mind. That's as clear as yesterday. In fact, sometimes clearer.
Yeah.
If they've told the story well and really manipulated you, and changed your memories. And so now you literally you think you. No, but what I'm saying is, don't be fooled by it. It's all.
I like that.
It was ever thus. Flick through your phone and all the photos, and that's not even all your life because you only photograph the times when you're not having that good fun.
I want to talk about this podcast.
I do too.
Johnny Vaughan has a podcast. It's him and Gavin Woods. Gavin the Woodman Woods.
Yeah.
I can't call him Gavin Woods because he's Gavin the Woodman Woods.
He's Gavin the Woodman Woods, yeah.
On our sheet of paper, it actually says Johnny and Gaz.
It says Gaz.
Oh.
You and Gaz are doing well on this one.
Do you know what I love about it? 3 letters and you messed one up. Wow, man. That's sloppy production values, isn't it?
That is bad.
God, is that just Pippa already?
I think that's what it is.
mentally she's moved out already.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's packed a locker.
Yeah.
Now, Bloomin Legends is the name of the podcast. You can listen to it on Global Player. You can listen right now or when the show finishes.
Yeah.
But
So
Johnny, what's the idea all about?
Well, every single day, Gav, as you know, has an heroic little slot, and he wedges a hero in there.
Yes, he does.
And we had so much interest in it, and people like it so much. And there's so much more to tell about some of the amazing characters that go in there, the rogues, the villains, the eccentrics, the inventors, the animals, the whatever, that we thought, let's do let's do a podcast about them. Let's expand it. It also goes back to when I was a local journalist, and our editor, who wasn't that good with people, but was quite stuffy and old, and he used to, every Friday after we'd gone to press, for Friday, we used to have Friday drinks, and used to go tenner in the whip. But during the week, you had to research a good lad from history. So everyone had to say, who's your good lad? I think he did it to avoid conversation.
Good. Right.
So we all went around the table and go, who's your good lad? He used to go, who's your good lad from history? He used to say, my good lad is so-and-so. They go, why is he a good lad? And then you'd have to say why they're a good lad. And then he'd look and he'd go, good lad. and if they were exceptional, used to be able to take your money out the whip, which was rare. But what he really liked was when you could have any local connection. So you had to say, if you had a big figure from history, like a general or whatever, they once stayed at like an obscure hotel, or they were a friend of a local dignitary and they once stayed at Clevedon Manor with lady whatever. Then he said, local connection. He goes, that's in the paper. So we used to do that. And I mean, some of them are amazing. I remember once he fished out. His were always the best. He once fished out a cat called Sir Thomas Metcalfe from the days of the Raj. Sir Thomas Metcalfe forbade women from eating cheese.
Whoa.
Right.
Whoa.
Do you know why?
That's extreme.
Yep.
I love the way you know why.
Cheese is horrible.
No. No. Thin end of the wedge. First it's cheese. Ugh. That's what he felt. He also, Sir Thomas Metcalfe, he was a governor there. He forbade women from eating mango.
Wow.
Do you know why?
Thin end of the wedge.
Have you ever seen a woman eating a mango? It's obscene. That was his reason. If people were boring him, he used to nod to his servant, who used to just drop a red hot coal in their pocket.
He sounds great fun.
Yeah.
I do something similar with Dom. If I scratch my eyes something, Dom will just get me out of it.
Yeah,
exactly. I scratch it a lot when James is talking to me.
Yeah. He also once a guy bored him all evening, and he let. This is an account of this is in Jeremy Paxman's book, The English, and he let a tiger into their bedroom. They woke up and there was a tiger in there because they'd bored him. He wasn't a nice man at all.
And this
he was a nasty.
And all these stories are from the editor of that paper that you worked on.
That's right, exactly right. No, but he ran the newspaper as this was the genius of it. He ran this little local paper as almost a Mickey take of a local paper. Right. If you picked it up on a train, you'd think, look at this. This is so hilariously local. If you were local, you'd think, it's a decent local paper.
Yes.
And if you knew what he was doing, you'd know that it was a deliberate Mickey take. So it worked on three levels.
Clever.
He was genius.
You should give him his own episode.
Yeah, no, thing's passed now.
Oh.
But yes, I should do. Wouldn't stop it.
Well, hold on. You do Rasputin in one of them. And
I regret saying it. I regret it. All right? God.
So there's new episodes released every Monday. I think there's 4 episodes out now.
Yes.
Of Bloomin Legends.
And
now,
also, we just broke the top 10 of the of the history podcast.
Well done.
No, and also we're ahead of Joe Rogan. But you know what? What's really good about that?
What?
Well,
come on. You're
so silly.
No, go on.
No, I'm not going to.
No, say it.
Because I suddenly realised what I was going to say.
No, God, say it.
Idiotic.
Johnny, say it.
Okay, I was going to say is that history, apparently, that's the one you want to be in.
Yeah,
right, okay. They're the ones that really go abroad. People look to Britain for history.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of it.
Because it's right.
No, not really.
It's because it's right now. History is now.
Once upon a time called now.
That's right.
That's good. That's profound.
History will always be there.
We have not like compared to the Italians and stuff. They really go back.
Yeah, but the Americans love it though, don't they?
Yeah, exactly.
They haven't got much.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But there's history all around us. I mean, look at Dom's shirt, for example.
Yes,
you know.
I remember those.
That's an old favourite.
I think that was in the studio back in the... I think it's one of the studio shirts.
It's one of the bag of shirts that you gave us.
Bag of shirts.
From the Big Breakfast.
Why were you so obsessed with that bag of shirts?
I've got one.
Why did you find it so funny?
Captain wore one the other day, I think.
I love everything about this, Johnny. Number one, when you used to do the Big Breakfast, you wore check shirts that were from the same designer. They're all Ralph Lauren.
Yeah.
Right? And you have hundreds of them.
I do, yeah.
Must have cost a fortune as well, right? You seemingly have kept all, if not most of the shirts you ever had.
No, most of them were giveaways.
Okay,
A lot of them were giveaways for those ones because the people would, at the very end, we did like a charity auction for them. You could buy them framed because they'd been in the same lens as
Right.
a famous person.
Okay, so Johnny saw Captain one day. He looks at him, and to cut a very long story short, Johnny goes, "I'm going to give you a shirt out of my loft."
I know, but why were you so obsessed with the bag of shirts?
Because it turns out you have a bag of shirts
I've got a bag of... No, but you just...
from the big breakfast days.
no.
You don't just have a few, you've got a bag of shirts.
A bag of shirts. No, but as soon as you heard bag of shirts, literally your eyes fan like
No
a
one in the
cartoon
world-
fruit machine.
Not even Ralph Lauren himself has a bag of Ralph Lauren check shirts.
Here you go, Ralph. Bag of shirts.
Anyway, we've all got one now.
Yeah,
and,
you have, yeah.
And we were doing... Do you know what? I was
You've got one, Dom.
I have got one.
I've got
I'll
one.
bring it. Have you?
Yeah.
You've got a really nice one.
I screen matched it.
No,
Yeah.
you've got a really rare one because only for 2 years they did that little American label that sticks out of the pocket. There's only about 4 of those in existence.
There you
That's a
go.
rare groove on that. Well picked.
Oh, well, I was getting changed the other day, and I'm like, I don't know what to wear. And Tiff goes, "Why do you wear that kind of check red shirt thing?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, that's from the bag of shirts."
Bag of shirts. Bag of shirts. Bag of shirts. No, but as soon as he heard it, I don't know why, he just found it funny.
How do you think Captain is dressed today? Do you think he's dressed any better?
He's just like a traveller of the new far right.
Yeah. You're right.
Literally,
Yeah,
he looks like he's part of some
Captain
awful,
Musk over there.
like some awful group, like he's going to go home and type some sort of, I don't know, hate tract.
We were all thinking it.
To contaminate the pure blood of the inhabitants of these islands.
You have got me booked and paid for there, Johnny.
I'm joking.
You can suggest, by the way, legendary stories to Johnny and Gavin, whether epic, absurd, or downright bonkers,
Oh,
and Johnny
that'd
and Gav will decide if they think they're Bloomin Legends or not.
Oh, that'd be great if you could get people to do that. We're on Instagram, at Bloomin Legends, TikTok and Instagram. Your own legendary stories. That'd be fantastic if you could do that. Your own legendary stories.
And if they're local, you get your money back.
Hey, are they local?
Bloomin Legends is available now to listen to on Global Player or wherever you get your podcast from.
I say, this
Go
is
hit
the...
subscribe.
Yeah,
What?
this is the...
Go hit subscribe on it.
Go hit subscribe on it.
Thank you, Robbo.
Yeah.
Hey, can I say, this is the only show worth listening to this time of morning. It really
Bless
is.
you.
Not just because I'm here,
No.
but because it genuinely is. There's no one doing what you guys do every morning. It's just awesome. You can't tear your ears away from the speakers. And I sometimes I don't. I just, I stare.
Staying quiet.
No, I stare at the radio sometimes when you lot are on. Like, you know, when dogs are just waiting for their master to come back to the car.
Oh, that's nice.
That's what I'm like in the car. I'm just there like that. Like a proud Labrador. Yeah. Like that. Slightly aimless, but fascinated and engaged. I just love it. It's just, it's the business. Earlier on when I said that, Dom goes, "Oh, thanks very much, Johnny."
I didn't say it like that. I went, "Oh, thanks." You looking at me and went, "Oh, thanks, Johnny."
You
Johnny
did.
went-
You really sent it out like that's just you.
and Johnny
Everyone else
said-
just nodded. You went, "Oh, thanks very much."
Johnny
You're
said,
really
"That's
kind."
not aimed at you.
Well,
You read the news." Fair enough.
It's just British genius. And,
Thank you, Johnny. That's very kind of you.
You're
Thank
strong. You don't miss that. What was that girl who was on? I want to marry that bloke.
Oh,
I forgot.
I can't remember. It's gone. Dead to me. Dead to me.
Don't forget as well, 4 o'clock this afternoon, Johnny Vaughan. And look around the UK for our great billboards that have suddenly reappeared again.
Boom.
I drove past your face this morning on the M1.
you
You're
go.
looking terrific.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you did. You looked lovely on the M1 this morning.
There you are. Johnny Vaughan in the 4 till 7 thing back this afternoon at 4. Johnny's new podcast, Bloomin Legends, is available to download and subscribe to right now.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
And
Johnny
a pleasure,
Vaughan.
an absolute honour to be here with you guys. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Dominic, did you
You're
hear that?
welcome, Johnny. Thank you.
The Chris Moyles Show. Radio X.